Hello, Professor Zing. This is our future financing needs and external financing sources presentation for NextEra Energy for the CLC Section 3. For the purpose of this presentation, we are going to be analyzing future external financing needs of the firm and investigating the amount of access to target sources of capital needed to find expansion and maintenance capital. So for future external financing needs, if we look at this pie chart right here, it looks about 50-50 split between equity and debt, with 47% being book equity and 46% of the debt being split between two subsidiaries. That's Florida Power and Light, and then NextEra Energy Capital Holdings. For adjusted debt compared to competitors in the energy industry here, we can see that NextEra Energy is remaining very, very healthy with just using cautious use of debt. And that is a reliable use there with 47% compared to other peers within the industry. So it really focuses on balance sheet strength. Like I said, from the last pie chart, 23% from Florida Power and Light subsidiary, while 23% from Energy Capital Holdings subsidiary. So access to liquidity and cash flow here, we have the historical funding of equity and debt for NextEra Energy from 2017 to 2022. As we can see from these bar charts, we have three major sources of debt and equity here for the capitalization of NextEra Energy. We have debentures, tax equity, and non-recourse debt for 2022. For cash cycle considerations, NextEra Energy is strategically managing cash flow, optimizing working capital, and utilizing proceeds from asset sales that will assist the firm to minimize external financing requirements. The firm just sold Florida City Gas and actually just completed a new set of projects for subsidiaries, specifically the NextEra Energy Partners subsidiary that will increase cash flow through financing activities there. So for an external investor perspective, just looking in, there is a consistent growth of 10% growth to dividends through 2026. As we can see here on this line graph, we actually see that the dividend yield for NextEra Energy is at 3.28%, which will actually increase the current rate per share from $1.78 to $2.48. So external investors can look out on that dividend growth for the next 2 years or so. For operating cash flow and capital expenditures, as you can see here from the growth of operating cash flow and CapEx here, pulled from NextEra Energy website, from 2000 to 2022 shows a healthy incline of both operating cash flow and capital expenditures. As you can see from the black line, that's the cumulative capital expenditures, while the red line is the cumulative operating cash flow here. So it looks like we are growing by 10% from 2000 to 2022. But as you can see, the more we get into the future, if we do follow this constant here, that we will need more debt and equity to finance those capital expenditures, as the operating cash flow is percentage-wise is decreasing there. So this is the CEO's kind of plan for the equity-based expansion here. We have they do want to double the renewable energy projects and output by 2026. That's going to be a big push here for NextEra Energy. The CEO, he actually wants to very much push this renewable energy project due to the Inflation Reduction Act that actually allows to increase tax equity returns for the company due to more government regulation around renewable energies. So we are looking at deductibles for tax there and some tax write-offs that could make tax equity back in those bar charts a little bit more promising there. The other thing too that was just released on February 27th of this year is that NextEra Energy is releasing, or the Capital Holdings subsidiary, I apologize, is releasing a new Series Q junior subordinated debenture. Basically, these bonds are going to mature until 2054 with a rate of 6.7% to 2029. And then it's also going to decrease after that 2029 year to just fit the 5-year Treasury rate, just to fit inflation for the investors there, plus a 2.364% on top of that 5-year Treasury rate up until 2054. Now, NextEra Energy Capital Holdings, that subsidiary, does have permission to buy out those bonds whenever they need to, just to decrease the amount of debt there. So I think it will be a very, very good process for equity there for just the parent corporation of NextEra Energy. So in conclusion, so as the firm tries to maintain a 50-50 split on debt and equity for their capital budgeting, the firm will gain the needed funds through the growth of operating cash flow at 10%, the tax equity benefit from the Inflation Reduction Act, and those new Series Q junior subordinated debentures. Please be on the lookout for that. I do think that will grow equity a bit, and just have that needed raise for that capitalization budget to fund new capital expenditure projects for the renewable energy. And these are our references. Thank you so much, Professor Zing. Hope you have a good one.